Hello and welcome to the Week 6 recap video. This week was really rough on me. It started out pretty well, but I kind of fell apart towards the end. One of the games got canceled, so instead of 17 total games for my games that matter, there were only 16. That was the LSU at Florida game, and that one's been postponed indefinitely until they figure out a time at which they want to play the game. We're going to start right into this. I want to get this over with. I don't want to think about this week at all. Number 3 Clemson at Boston College. I picked Clemson to win, and they did with style. 56-10 was the final in that game. Not a real big test for Clemson this week. Number 19 Boise State at New Mexico. I had picked Boise State to win, and they did pretty handily. So Boise State keeps their undefeated season alive, and they move up in the rankings this week. Next was number 5, Washington at Oregon. Washington manhandled Oregon. They got their first win against Oregon since the 2003 season, and it was in style. They beat Oregon 70-21. Next was Texas at number 20, Oklahoma. I picked Oklahoma to win the game, and they did. It was a shootout in this Red River rivalry game. The final score was 45-40, Oklahoma. Next is number 6, Houston at Navy. This is one of the first games I got wrong. I had picked Houston to win. I thought Navy wasn't going to be able to keep up with them this year, but Navy took it to them. It was a close game at the end. It was a shootout again. 46-40 was the final score in that one. Navy comes away with the win, ends Houston's playoff hopes right there. Next was Indiana at number 2, Ohio State. I picked Ohio State to win this game, and they did. However, Indiana did keep it close, so it was a fun game to watch for the first half, and then at the end, Ohio State started to pull away. Final score was 38-17. Doesn't really show how close the game actually was, though. Next was number 9, Tennessee at number 8, Texas A&M. I picked Tennessee to win this game, and they almost did. It was an exciting game. It went on forever. At one point, it was 35-21. Tennessee was down. There was just about 3 minutes left in the game, and it's like, okay, Tennessee's over now. There's no way they come back from this one. They go down the field in less than a minute, score a touchdown, and actually in about a minute, score a touchdown, pull back within 7 points, 35-28 now, and then it looks like it's going to be over again because Texas A&M breaks off a 70-plus yard run. He's going to the end zone, and a Tennessee player catches up with him, punches the ball out of his hands. He fumbles it out the side of the end zone, which, by the way, if you fumble the ball heading into the end zone for a touchdown, if you fumble it before the goal line and it goes out the back or the side of the end zone, it's a touchback for the other team. So Tennessee gets the ball back with just about a minute 49 seconds left in the game, and they're down 7. They just march it down the field, get another touchdown, tie the game 35-35. So we go on from there. Texas A&M gets the ball back. There's 41 seconds left in the game. They drive down the field and miss a 38-yard field goal, sends it into overtime. First overtime, they trade field goals, back to the business. Texas A&M goes first and second overtime, and they score a touchdown in 3 plays, go up 45-38. Tennessee comes out for their offensive try, and on the first play of double overtime for them, they throw an interception. So it ends up not being a good end for Tennessee this week, but it didn't cost them a lot. Other than the heartbreaking loss, they stayed at number 9 in the rankings coming up. Next was number 25 Virginia Tech at number 17 North Carolina. Since it was at North Carolina, I picked North Carolina to win. Nilly. Virginia Tech came away with a huge win, 34-3. They demoralized and destroyed North Carolina. Next was number 21 Colorado at USC. I had picked Colorado to win this game. I felt like Colorado was on the rise and USC was on the fall, so I felt comfortable picking Colorado. I was almost right. Colorado made a mad comeback on them, but the final score was 21-17. Home field advantage was just a little too much for Colorado to overcome. Next is number 1 Alabama at number 16 Arkansas. I picked Alabama to win that game, and they did. They got out to a huge first half start, 35 points in the first half, and just coasted to a 49-30 win. Next was number 4 Michigan at Rutgers. I picked Michigan to win. I did not think they would do what they did. They gave Rutgers such a beatdown. It was 78-0 was the final. But the real blunder was Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Ann Arbor. They have a deal going on where you mention the big score deal, and you get a percentage off your meal equal to how many points Michigan beat their opponent by. So for their example was, if Michigan beats Rutgers by 20, you get 20% off. Michigan beat Rutgers by 78, so anybody going to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse until Thursday night, actually, will get 78% off their meal. Next was number 23 Florida State at number 10 Miami. I had picked Miami to win this game, and they came close to sending it to overtime. They actually scored the game-tying touchdown within the final minute, but Florida State blocked the extra point, and Miami just couldn't get the ball back. Game ended 20-19 final. Next was Arizona at number 24 Utah. I had picked Arizona to win, but Utah surprised me, came out and got another win. They're still only one loss on the season, so we're going to see where they go from here, see if they can continue this streak. Next was Washington State at number 15 Stanford. I thought Stanford's defense was going to show up big in this game after being embarrassed by Washington. They didn't. They didn't even show up for the game almost. The final score was 42-16. Now Washington State is a better team than they were in the first 2 games of the season, so still it's not a good sign, and news is coming out that Stanford may have lost Christian McCaffrey for next week's game against Notre Dame. Next was Toledo at Eastern Michigan. I had picked Eastern Michigan to win the game. Unfortunately, they didn't. Toledo comes away with the win, but it was a close game. I'm not upset with picking Eastern Michigan on that one. I still think they could have won the game. It just didn't go their way this time. Next was Northern Illinois at Western Michigan. I picked Western Michigan to win this game, and they did fairly handily. They stayed in the lead the whole time. So Western Michigan goes to 6-0 and is now in the top 25 on both polls. So my final on this week was 8 out of 16 games correctly, which actually was a 50% dead on the spot. So it's not my best week ever. It's actually my worst week, but the overall for the week was not better. I got 26 of the 54 games correct this week, so that puts me at a 48.1% correct rate. I'm hoping to never repeat this week ever again. The weather was messing with a lot of my games, but you know, you win some, you lose some. So thanks for watching the videos. If you guys enjoy what I'm doing, please don't forget to click that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my videos. I'm going to be putting out a video later this week for the Week 7 predictions, so stay tuned, and I'll see you guys next time.